everybody, Good21 here, back with another video. And today I'm going to be finally concluding my series on YouTube about how I make videos for YouTube, and this is talking about now what camera equipment I use. In case you're wondering how I'm filming this, I'm actually using my dad's DSLR camera. He's got a Nikon 5100, which he loves using for all his photo jobs and stuff. He and I work kind of in tandem together. When we go on field jobs and stuff, we do photo and video jobs together and things like that. So it's really kind of fun doing that kind of stuff with him and everything. And today I was like, can I borrow your camera so I can shoot this video for my YouTube channel? And he's like, sure. So he handed it to me, and that's what I'm using to shoot this video right now. So today I'm going to be talking about my camera and my microphone and little extra pieces of equipment that just kind of help me do what I do on YouTube and in field work. So the camera that I use, and this is really my favorite camera for the moment, is the Canon Vixia HFS 200. This is a camera that it does shoot in 1920 by 1080. I'm just reading off the side. I never actually noticed that. It has some really cool settings and stuff. This camera is not made anymore, which is unfortunate. The comparable model to it is the Canon XA10. This shoots, as I said, in 1080p. The frames per second, actually, instead of guessing, I'm actually going to read off what this is if I can quickly find this. Give me 1 second to look for this, because I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay. So the frame rate it can shoot at is 60i, FP24, FP30, and 24f, and those are the different frame rates that it's capable of shooting at. There's also a wide range of quality settings, so it can shoot at LP, which is long play, SP, which is standard play. I think that's probably about like 720p, give or take. It can do XP, which is high quality, and I think that's I believe that is 1080 by 1440 for this camera. It can also shoot in 1920 by 1080, which is its highest quality. And then MXP, which I have tried using MXP before. One of the things I ran into that was a bit of an issue was that it was a very grainy look, and I'm not really sure why. So I just use FXP just because it gives me the quality that I want. The only downside to this camera is that, I don't know if you've ever noticed in some of my videos, the videos end up looking a little bit grainy for some reason. There's what's called video noise, and it's sort of like, if you think of white noise that speakers generate when there's no sound playing through them, that's kind of the same, sort of the same thing, not quite. In this case, it's more visual noise than audible noise. So other than that, it's not that bad. And if I have really good light, like right now I have really good light above me, this is just my room light above me, which has got like 5 light bulbs in it, so obviously the room is very well lit. If I have very well lit lighting, this camera does fantastically well in it. It also likes shooting with fluorescent lighting, which is kind of odd. I know that sounds weird, but it does like fluorescent lighting. So it's a good camera. I think it's a good entry-level camera, to me anyway, for shooting high quality footage, 1080p footage and stuff. The camera I actually started with was not this camera, but was actually this camera. This is the Canon FS20. This only shoots in 720p at 30 FPS. I don't think there's any extra frame rates it's capable of shooting at, and actually doesn't even have a battery in it, so I can't even look at the settings. It's a very small, compact camera. I've actually dropped this camera once and it was still working, so it's a very tough camera. I wouldn't recommend dropping your camera gear. It's not exactly good for it. So it's a good camera. There aren't options to attach lenses, which is a bit of a downside. The lenses that I use for my HD camera is a UV lens, and I have another one that acts as sort of like a sunglass type of lens. I forget what that lens is called, but I have a lens that I use for when I'm outdoors and stuff, and just helps cut down on, you know, the sunlight, because the sunlight's much brighter than room light and stuff. So this is my camera. It has a 10x optical zoom. I attach my microphone to this. There's a little input here. It also has inputs for headphone, and I believe You can actually attach a remote to this, although I use actually my wireless remote when I have this camera up on a tripod, so if I'm sitting down or something like that, I can just point the remote at the camera. You can actually there's the sensor for it down there in the lens area. It also has attachments for things like hot shoe. I feel like I'm doing a infomercial for Canon or something right now. But this is a really good camera. I really have enjoyed it. Like I said, there are some downsides to it, one of them being video noise. Otherwise, I wouldn't use anything else. And I really like camcorders. To me, camcorders are very simple to use, and especially the Canon Vixia lineup. All their cameras are relatively similar. Like I said, I had mentioned the Canon XA10, which has two XLR inputs actually, so you can attach different types of microphones. If I were to attach any type of microphone, it has to be 1/8 inch, which is a good segue to talk about the fact that the microphone I use is this. This is the Zoom H2N handy recorder microphone. This is a very versatile microphone. You can use it for all kinds of situations, either if you're using it for podcasting on your computer, because a USB output has a line out for your headphones, has a line in for another external microphone, which I have tried that, and I didn't really notice any kind of results or any kind of I didn't really notice anything that added anything to the microphone, because this microphone is so good by itself. It's not really, you don't really need to attach anything else, unless I guess you had a preferably favorite mic you wanted to use in conjunction with this. But if you want to, the option is there. Basically how I do this is I have what's called an attenuating cable, and that cable basically goes into the microphone, or the headphone line output, and then this end goes into my camera, and it steps down the line output down to mic input and stuff, so that allows me to use this microphone with my camera. One of the really interesting things about this this microphone is it has what's called a mid-side. Basically how this works is that if you can think of a triangle, and you know that a triangle basically goes in and out like this basically, and what mid-side allows you to do is to adjust, and I call this sort of like a radial spread, that basically you can make that triangle as wide or as narrow as you want. And I think there's a microphone in the center, and then there's a way where it's, I don't know if it's physical or digital, but allows you to basically spread the range of how far around it picks up, so it can go from listening to something here to going to here to full left and right, sort of like a 180 type of listen, sort of like how the human ears are, in the sense that the human ears are angled forward and they only hear what's in front of them, not necessarily what's behind them and stuff. So it mimics sort of human hearing, which I think is really quite cool for something of this size. It allows you to do that. Another microphone mode that it has, actually has 4. I only use probably 2 of these modes, and not even that, because I actually bought a second one of these just from my camera. The one I use is actually one I use for guitar lesson when I have those and stuff, and I just use the XY, which is only a 90-degree angle spread as far as how it picks up the noise and stuff, so it's a very much a left and right type of sound and stuff. This has a ton more settings on here than I could go over. I really don't use this to record anything on board. I mainly just pick up the live sound, and the camera then just captures it down with the video and stuff. It basically eliminates me having to synchronize audio from this mic with audio from the camera. I have done that, and that is not a fun job to do. You would have to have, I think it's called a time generator or something like that, where basically it synchronizes the 2 pieces of equipment so they record at the same time and same length and stuff. It's just easier just to do a line out on this microphone and have the camera pick it up. The other piece of equipment that I have are the classic windscreens. I have 2 of these. This particular one, I have a fuzzy windscreen that I can actually put over this and stuff, and that just cuts down on wind when it's a windy day, which is not often that I film in, but it has happened before. The other things I have are a LED light, which is extremely bright, as you can obviously see. I use this very rarely, only because it's not as bright as I would like it to be, but it's helpful if you wanted to say like have like a light, you know, either next to someone or in front of someone, you know, basically just create sort of like that backlight type of feel and getting rid of, you know, shadows and stuff. Man, that is bright, good grief. The only other thing that I have is I have a hood for my Canon camera, for the HD one, and it basically just goes over the viewfinder, cuts down on the sunlight when I'm outside, which again is very rare, and especially since it's winter right now, and at the time of shooting this video it is winter, and I haven't had the need to use my camera outside and stuff, but when I do, come summertime, this is a great piece of equipment to have. So I believe that's all that I need to say about my equipment. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. You guys know that I always love answering comments and your questions that you have. I want to help you guys, you know, achieve whatever it is you want to do. If I don't know how to do something, I'll more likely just point you all to a Google search, because that's really the best place to find your answers more often than not. So just, again, comment down below. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it informational and helpful to you. I hope you maybe learned something about what is possible and what equipment is actually out there on the market. I think sometimes there's a misconception when people do videos that they're like, oh, I need, you know, high-end equipment, and really you don't. I mean, it helps to have a camera that shoots in at least 720p, and make sure that it's a decent 720p, not just something that just says it but doesn't really shoot in it. Sometimes stuff can be like 1080p and shoot like 720 by like 480 or 680, which is a really bizarre resolution. I have heard of and seen that kind of stuff. I think the SF20 is one of those examples where it's 720 by like 480, which is really strange, and it shoots in a full screen, not a widescreen format, which I prefer widescreen format because that's kind of the standard nowadays for most video and movies. So I know there's a lot of information. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions about what I just said, please ask. I don't want you guys sitting there scratching your heads going like, what did he just say? You know, we're all here to help learn, you know, teach each other things and stuff like that. So please like and comment and subscribe and share this video with anybody that you think they might find this video helpful, because I want to, again, teach and share all the knowledge that I have learned. I mean, I've been obtaining this knowledge for years, and it's like, you know, I thought it was about time I start making videos about the things I know how to do. And with that, little side note to all of what I just said, I will try to be making a follow-up video to the CUDA rendering video that I did some months ago. I noticed that you guys were commenting a lot about how CUDA rendering worked and stuff, and I have actually learned some new things, especially some things that relate to Sony Vegas Pro 13, which I just recently got, and I have seen some very interesting improvements and things like that. This video is not for that. I'm gonna make a separate video with showing my screen and all that kind of stuff and everything. So I know this was long. I hope if you got through this, kudos to you. That's awesome. And otherwise, I will catch you guys later. You can follow me on Twitter, because I'm usually tweeting quite a lot and stuff. I know I have a Facebook page and everything, but I don't really comment. I don't really post a lot on there. Twitter's really more my thing. So I will be posting tweets here and there and all that kind of stuff. So I will catch you guys later or on Twitter. See ya.